All right, so what we have here is the B2 Fabrication Resonator Delete Kit. And this is a really nice kit. The really nice thing about it is that you already have the bell flange on the end here to mate up to your factory tips. And you have this flange here on the end that will just slip onto your existing pipe. And I like the fact that it slips over the pipe because that means you're not going to have any restrictions in your exhaust flow. You know what I'm saying? So if you go to like a muffler shop, mom and pop muffler shop, and have them delete your resonator, you may end up with something that looks kind of like this, where they took a smaller section of pipe and jammed it up into the factory pipe and then did a crappy weld job on it. So when you look in the end here, I know the camera's not picking it up, but you can actually see where the smaller pipe goes up in there and kind of flares out. So the problem with that is that it creates a restriction or some turbulence in the exhaust flow there, and it just looks like crap. So you can save some money and do something like this, or you can spend a little bit more money and get a really nice section of pipe that will just slide right over top of your existing stuff. It looks great and it's going to work a little better. It's unfortunate that these are kind of expensive, but you know, these guys have gone to great lengths to make sure that all of this is fabricated perfectly to fit right onto your truck. So I'm going to go ahead and take the factory tips off. Like I said, you've got this nice little bell flange here. You can just hit that with a 13 millimeter and take the factory tip off. And then we're going to put it on with the new B2 fabrication kit, and it should look a whole lot better. Now, I'm not going to go over the instructions on where exactly to make your cut, because you guys have seen this before and it's pretty straightforward. Where the bend is on the factory pipe, you're just going to go an inch above that and make your cut. Now, if you've got a reciprocating sawzall or something like that, you can use that to make your cut. I guess if you're a muscular dude, you can get under there with a manual hacksaw and do it. I prefer to use a tool like this right here. And you can maybe rent these from a local auto parts store. I bought this one from Amazon. It's just an exhaust pipe cutting tool. And you can see it's got a whole bunch of sharp wheels on the chain. And basically what you do is you just wrap this around the exhaust pipe and lock it into there. And then when you squeeze it, it puts tension on the pipe. And then as you go around the pipe, it'll make a nice clean cut. I mean, you can see how perfect the cut was on there, and it just took me about 30 seconds per side to do it with this tool. So I think this works even better than a sawzall personally. And these tools don't cost a lot of money either. So you might want to think about that before you get ready to start doing this project. One other thing I will mention real quick though is that the instructions recommend using some kind of a silicone sealant or something on the joint there, on this end of the joint where you slide that over your existing pipe. They recommend that you go in here and put a little bit of that Permatex sealant. I guess it doesn't have to be the Permatex brand, but something kind of like this. And that way it'll help to make sure you don't have any leaks back here. You know, so it might be a good idea that if you don't have some, go ahead and pick some of that up and just do it right the first time, so that once you have this together, you don't have to take it back apart again. All right, now we can look at the finished product. And the cool thing is, obviously with these tips, you can put them wherever you want them. I actually dropped my tips down about a ½ inch. That way it's easier to get the wash mitt in there to clean everything. Because one of the things I noticed is that the exhaust tips get really dirty really quick on this truck. But you can see how nice it looks. Actually, everything looks factory now. Really nice kit. Well, I guess all that's really left to do now is to see what it sounds like, right? I think it sounds pretty good personally. All right, so that's going to be a wrap on this Resonator delete kit. I know a lot of guys do this. I actually drove the truck down the road and there's no drone inside the cab whatsoever. I'm not sure if it's because I'm using a 24-inch Dynamax muffler. Maybe the extra length on the muffler is helping that. Maybe it's the automatic noise cancellation system that's in these Ram trucks. I don't know, but when you're just cruising down the highway, it is dead silent. You can't hear anything. But then when you get into it, it sounds really nice. So I have to admit, this worked out perfectly. Got a Dynamax 24-inch muffler, resonators are gone, and it is exactly what I wanted. So happy to be able to say that, because I've had exhaust systems before where it's just a constant battle to get it where you want it, you know. But this worked out great, guys. Thanks for watching. If you got questions about the Resonator delete kit, leave them below. We'll talk to you later.